All right. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome
Morning
back
all.
to another edition of the Brothers of Legacy. Um, all right. I'm getting a little feedback. Not anymore. All right. Awesome. so, wait, Terry saying something and I can't hear you, brother. Um, yeah. We can't hear you. So appreciate you guys rocking with us. If you missed yesterday, we had a great time in the fatherhood conference, fatherhood initiative conference. It was awesome. Got to connect with some great people. Um, so if you're wondering where we were at, that's where we're at. I,
Hmm.
I know I sent out, I spoke about it, so I apologize if you missed it. Um, so yeah, we didn't mean to disappear on you. What's up, Lisa? Because she was there. Lisa was there. What's up, V? Good morning to you. Um, so we appreciate you guys rocking with us. So today, kind of going off of some of the stuff I know I've learned, and I want kind of Pastor to share some of the stuff he's learned, uh, and some of the missing pieces in to a better community. Um, and just some things I've noticed that was kind of a reoccurring theme among some of the ideas, because basically it was a conference coming together with ideas, kind of coming up with the best ideas that'll help move the right. It was awesome. Lisa said it was awesome to move our community forward as far as fatherhood. Um, so that's that's it was wonderful because I'm all about think tanks and ideas and coming together where we're talking to people that can make things happen. Because we weren't just talking to stationary people, just a bunch of people together talking about stuff, but people that have resources, funding, mobility, and access. So it was an amazing opportunity. All right. I think there will be another part to it. So when it happens, we want you guys to be there and share. Terry, what's up?
Hey,
There we
good.
go.
There he is.
All right.
Okay,
All right. All
not sure
right.
what
So
happened.
so we're gonna dig into this today. So this is your opportunity to share. If you've not shared the broadcast yet, do so. Do so. And we'll be right back. I didn't want to catch
Good
that.
morning,
Good
good
morning.
morning,
Good
good
morning.
morning, good morning.
Welcome to another
I'll be right
edition
back.
of Good Morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. What's up, everybody? All right. What's today? Today is Thursday. Happy Thursday, everybody. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
Yes, indeed. Um, so I'm gonna just kind of kick it off. So, Pastor, you held a group on faith. Um, what was some of the takeaways or consistent pieces that you felt like everybody was reaching for in your group?
Well, first and foremost, I just want to applaud the work
Right.
of Dr. Latrice Rollins, and
Yes,
then
indeed.
also the collaboration of everyone, Morehouse School of Medicine, that
Right.
came together and to work with her to
Yeah.
put that event together yesterday. What an awesome occasion, awesome collection of talent, varying gifts from every background, every component of
Right.
what a city run, a community run, and so to be able to put that much intellect in a
Right.
single place in a single think tank was really something to be commended. But I also want to commend you, AD. I want to commend Dwayne,
Yeah.
because you all also participated in those breakout sessions, and not only participated, but you essentially chaired the breakout sessions. And I
Yeah.
think it's important that we put some context around what was taking place yesterday, because this was one component regarding the incentive or the improvement or the acknowledgement, or what can we do as a community to
Right.
promote responsible fatherhood.
Right. Right.
right? It's one thing to talk about fatherhood, but the topic yesterday was strategies to promote responsible fatherhood.
Right.
And so those think tanks, the breakout for those think tanks were groups of people from the faith-based community, from law enforcement, from the health and wellness,
Right.
from government, from civic. Everybody had a different breakout to come up with strategies
Yes.
to improve that. And so I think it was tremendous. I think there were a couple of hundred people.
Yes,
that
it was.
were on there. So to get that many people coming together on that particular topic, especially in our community, was something to be celebrated.
Yes,
For me, I caught something, brother. I caught something. It was interesting yesterday. Even though I chaired the faith-based breakout and we had wonderful collaboration, great ideas.
Right.
It was hard to just and the objective was to prioritize these ideas, these strategies, but pick the top 3.
Right.
And there were so many. It's like, how do you pick 3 out of all of this?
Right.
Because you don't want to leave anything. So what we tried to do was combine the ideas and make them singular, right? So that we could try and encapsulate everything. Right. And because you didn't want any idea left out. And I know sometimes you can do too much, right? There's that old adage, you can be so busy doing so much that you don't get anything accomplished.
Right.
But they're so intertwined.
Right.
So that's what I got out of it. I thought it was really exciting. But there's one thing that I saw, man. I was able to get out of our breakout just a few minutes early so that I could peek in on the other breakouts.
Oh man, I missed that.
Yeah. And so I had an opportunity to look at a couple of things, to look at the people that were engaged, the type of ideas they were coming up with, and the number of people, right? So when we talk about responsible fatherhood, what I found amazing is that when it came to law enforcement, the 2 smallest groups were law enforcement and faith.
Really?
Yeah. And I think that's interesting because nobody wants to hear what the police have to say.
Right. You would think that would have been flooded.
Right.
You think this is my opportunity to say what's on my mind. This is it. Yeah. What's up, Miss Jordan? Good morning.
And I thought that was interesting. But also, nobody wanted to hear what the church had to say.
And I think that's number 2. And then number 2, probably the number 2 complaint. These police and these stinking churches.
Right. And so what does that tell you?
Hey, Mama McCory, good morning.
What does it tell you about the belief system?
Yeah.
When it comes to law enforcement and when it comes to faith.
Right.
That was something that was, and I'm saying we had a nice group.
Good morning, Cheryl.
When I looked at everybody was in the government group.
Right. Yeah.
And because of COVID-19, everybody was in health. But again, sponsored by Morehouse School of Medicine. So it stands to reason that anybody connected with health would want to would want to be a part of that. But I thought, that's what I took. I mean, obviously there's a lot of positive, but I'm talking about if I'm definitely the lint.
Right. Yes, indeed.
That's I thought that was interesting.
Nice. Okay. It was interesting because I did kind of peruse. I think because of my technical difficulties, I didn't even want to leave. It was good though, because we stayed in chat and talked amongst ourselves, and it was me and like 3 other guys. I think Ashley came through and my wife was there as well. I was in a civics group. It was a civics group. And if you're just coming in and understanding, we're talking about the conference we were part of yesterday, held by the National Fathers Initiative and Morehouse School of Medicine. Dr. Rollins had kind of connected us because she's part of Morehouse as well, and has things going on for herself. Actually, a little bit. I'm gonna throw an ad up for her book, and it's pretty dope. I like it. So it's give you an opportunity to buy that as well. But yeah, so what I learned is, it was just me, Brothers of Legacy, and the 100 Black Men, and it was like 3 different sectors, 3 different parts of Georgia chapters in the group. So it was interesting. and I found out most of those guys are connected to Stockbridge where I live. So interesting. so, so yeah, we're gonna connect. But what I've learned about the missing pieces, get into this conversation. I know Terry's gonna jump in there. I'm trying to segue because I know he
Yeah.
had
I
opportunity to
was,
be a part of it. He was like,
you know what's funny? I was
okay,
in there. I was
okay,
in there, but because I was at work, I was kind of in and out, so I didn't.
right.
Hey, yeah, so I was in there. I was gonna sit down, but the way Big Brother at the car dealership be rocking.
No doubt.
What you doing, brother? What you doing?
Right. Oh, blessings, Cheryl. Blessings. All right. Oh, he said core group leadership. Yeah. The piece that I noticed was everybody has programs and things that serve the community. But it's the finding out of the programs that I think has been the challenge. The communicative process of knowing who's doing what. And sometimes, organizations duplicate programs where I feel like if we're all doing kind of the same, either coming together or we all launch into one person's program and help them grow that. Because I think if I'm an organization and like Pastor's organization, why not let him take the brunt of doing the work and I help promote it and push it so it all, it's all one place and there's more energy, and then that gives me the opportunity to look into whatever's missing in my sector or in our sector, instead of just saying, because I was noticing that like they're in different places, and I'm like, come together, and I was excited, like all this talking and understanding. I think there's the missing piece, and then the marketing, an app where for dads or something, where dads can find the resources and the specific resources. Because, if you get a list of programs, you look at maybe the top 5, you're like, it's a lot, and you get overwhelmed. But if we took those analytics and algorithms that Google and Facebook have, you'll get in front of you the things that you need, maybe not going so far as if I'm talking about it, it pops up on my phone, but hey, if it's an issue, if it's a struggle, having that exact resource definitely matters. So that was some of the ideas. The one thing takeaway for me was the marketing piece of a lot, because there's a lot of programs. Like this dude Chris White was telling me stuff he's involved in. I was like, I've never heard of this stuff, like I've searched certain, and Google, though it's amazing, sometimes it's limited, based on how you search in your area because they know your location and stuff like that. So it's like, it's too far for you, so it makes it challenging. So Terry, tossing it to you in a sense,
Okay.
what do you feel like is some of the missing pieces that you've noticed to help building a better community? Because we've been kind of talking about community this week.
Yeah.
So for you, what do you feel like some of the missing pieces are?
Well,
oh, nice.
Because I'm not. I was.
It's cool, Rich.
Being here in Missouri, I don't know the community that well. So I can speak on what was going on in Idaho.
Okay,
that's the community I know. What was missing in our community when I was back in Idaho was people that was willing to stand up and do anything. So everybody, a lot of the men would sit back in the cut, like if there were kids in the neighborhood doing bad things or whatever. Nobody never stepped up and said, "Hey, don't do that." So for me, if we had more people to try to step up and say something in the first place and acknowledge bad behavior or acknowledge the fact there's an issue in the community,
right,
then we can get somewhere. But nobody would never stand up. So it's just like the the bystander effect.
Right, I got you.
You know what I mean? So it's like, somebody will take care of it. I don't have to. Somebody will do it. So that's kind of how it was. So that's the first thing I think we need to step up in the community. Sometimes we got to admit our faults before we can step up. See, they'll get hit like me, right? The reason why, and I will full transparency. The reason why I didn't do anything in Idaho was because I was the minority, right? And I felt like they would have noticed to me anyway. So I instantly got the bystander effect. I was just like, well, and that was my thing. when I was out there. So I feel bad about it now.
Okay, because I was gonna say, like, like even if you speak up and get shut down, sometimes just making the effort to do so,
Right. Yeah. I mean,
is definitely
I wanted
key.
to. There was a couple of instances I did.
Okay.
But it was one of those, stay in your place type reactions that I got back. You know what I mean? And so I was like, after that one occurrence, I was like, you know what? I'm good. Because the level of petty I live on, that would be in jail time. I mean, so I was just like, no. And so it kind of muzzled my voice because I was like, when I stepped up and said something, stay in your place. Just stay over there. Don't come over here. So,
Pastor, you're
No,
choosing what you want to
I
share.
feel like I think we went into yesterday with the mindset. I really believe that. I feel like yesterday was a confirmation for me. The day before yesterday, we were talking about getting together with other people heading in the same direction.
Right.
So if anything is missing, I think the missing piece is collaboration.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
Because what we found out is there's so many people who feel the way that we feel. There's so many people who have grand ideas. There's so many people who are doing a little bit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. Everyone's doing a little bit.
A lot of people doing a little.
Right.
Right. That's probably the best way to put it. You're right.
Right.
Everyone's pushing
and if we could ever come together and collaborate collectively, we would accomplish a lot more.
What's Big Mama
But I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what, everybody's familiar with 100 Black Men.
Right.
But, there's a reputation for 100 Black Men.
Right.
If you want them to show up, I'm not trying to come against anybody.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not even going to say it.
Yeah.
The challenge that I see is what we have to, oftentimes we have to wonder what the driver is for people to do certain things.
Right.
Right. Millionaires give back to the community because they get tax credits. Tax credits are worth more than cash money.
Right.
The tax write-off.
Definitely.
Shaq is in every neighborhood because he makes so much money. He's got to figure out a way to, don't get me wrong. I know he loves the inner city and all of that. He wants to get back, but the tax benefits are huge.
Right. So it pushes them.
It does.
Pushes them to give back more.
So oftentimes I'm wondering what's your real passion.
Right.
They always say passion is something you do for free.
Right.
You get paid to do something that you're willing to do for free.
Right.
That's when you know it's your passion.
Right.
And so oftentimes I believe we have to figure out what the motive is behind people, because there are a lot of people who will wait till the lights turn on and come out and speak eloquently, strategically about a topic, right? And then they just wait for the next opportunity to speak eloquently and strategically about a topic. Sounds real good when you're in a group of people.
Yes.
When the lights are turned off,
right?
Are you just waiting for another opportunity to speak eloquently? Right. Ooh, that sounded. Ooh, he's got a great head on his shoulders. Right.
Right.
And your grass at home is 3 feet tall. Right. You won't even cut your own grass.
Right.
So you have to ask yourself, how is it there's so many people who feel like I feel, but yet I don't know who they are.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it real. I struggled with that. What's up, Dwayne? Dwayne in the building. My podcast people. So I was thinking about that as well. That's why I was talking about either the marketing piece, but these programs, and I hear them, I'm like, oh, that sounds like life changing. You hear so, but you just why has this not blow uptuated? Why is this not in the faces of everybody? It sounds great, and not saying this, then the programs are not effective. It just seems like it just baffles sometimes that certain things are just not this. So, and being in that room, I was like, there's so many organizations.
Can I tell you something?
Yes.
I'm going to tell you something. I think I shared this with you guys last week. There's another side to that. Right. There are people that are really passionate about getting things done. An example is, that Dr. Rollins has put in work.
Right.
She's traveled the country because when she calls a meeting, many people show up.
Right. Yep.
Now, if I called that same meeting, right?
Right. Listen.
I'm just saying. I'm a man of God. I'm a preacher. I preach.
Right.
I preach in the pulpit.
Right.
I preach in the streets. I preach in the store. I'm not afraid to step up. I'm always. I'm willing to do that. I call a spade a spade. If you're clowning, I'm going to get you. I get in trouble because I won't close my mouth.
Right.
But if I call that kind of meeting, right, I'm not going to get several hundred people to show up. Why?
Right.
Because it's going to be Pastor Brian McCrory.
Right.
You understand? Now, I'm okay with that because when it comes to that type of work, I mean, Dr. Rollins has done more research on fatherhood than most people I know. The only reason I'm competition is because I'm a father and I've been a father for over 30 years.
Right. You're right.
But I don't research fatherhood. I live fatherhood.
Yeah.
Right.
Definitely.
So but I glean from her.
Yes.
Because of her sacrifice.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So quick story. After I said all that. One of the other problems is, as much as we want to help our community, sometimes the community don't even want your help. They'd rather suffer and struggle. How do I know that? Because you were there when we did the fundraiser and we bought all those turkeys. We bought all that food. We boxed up about 100 Thanksgiving dinners.
Yep.
And we put the word out.
Yep.
We're giving away Thanksgiving dinners, turkey and all the trimmings.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And out of 100 turkeys, how many people showed up to get the meal?
Right.
50?
Right. Yeah.
We had 50 left over. So we literally had to go do drive-by turkey drop-offs and make people take the food.
Right.
Why? Because some people do it out of shame. Some people don't take it because they're ashamed. They're embarrassed. Right. Some people don't take it because they think it's a gimmick. Right. They think that if you take the turkey, you got to come to church.
Right.
They have all these reasons.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if you need a turkey, get the turkey.
Right.
I tell them, I'm like, you better go get that money. You better, if they giving it, you better go get that thing. Right. Yeah. Right. So I go to a barbershop, and the barbershop, there's somebody in the barbershop. Remember, this. So people know I'm not lying. This is my witness right here. Right. I go in the barbershop, and I know the owner of the barbershop. You know him too.
Right.
And there's a man in the barbershop saying, they over there at the church selling turkey dinners now. People hungry, people need stuff, and they selling turkeys. Bunch of crooks.
Right.
In my neighborhood where we have a reputation for giving stuff away.
Right.
And you got somebody in there, and as Terry alluded to earlier, there were people in there who knew we don't sell stuff, we give it away, and they didn't check it.
Right.
So the owner of the barbershop looks me in my face and says, "Hold on, don't say anything." Right. And so I'm holding my peace because it's his shop.
Right.
And when the guy gets done pontificating,
right.
The owner of the barbershop says, "Well, that's the pastor right there."
Right.
You're like, yeah, okay. I said, "Well, hold on, brother. First and foremost, I appreciate your position, but your information is a little off base." I said, "We're not selling turkeys. Right. In fact, we're giving them away." And I came over here to find out if any of you all were in need of a turkey. Right. As a matter of fact, I don't even want to know if you're in need. If you got one, I'm going to give you an extra one. So I'm going to have my deacons bring some stuff over here, and you guys could take it home or take it to a family member. You might know somebody that needs a turkey, right? Yeah.
Right.
And so then after that, the barbershop like, ooh, and I'm like, no, that's not what this is. What we have to do is know what we're talking about before we start spewing things.
Right.
Because that's what's wrong with us. A lot of us are talking sideways and we haven't done the research ourselves. If you want to, I'm like, I'm here every week. You can come over here and see what we're doing.
Right.
But what I'd rather you not do is stand on the outside of the door and try and assume you know what's going on inside.
Right.
There might be a part. In fact, I need your help. And so that's the message. Right. We have to stop criticizing so much.
Right.
And start participating. I think the best witness is the one whose hands are dirty.
Right.
You've been in there. You've been a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
I tell people all the time, I can talk about my mama, but you can't.
Facts. To this day.
Facts.
To this day.
Yeah.
Facts.
Because I was in the house. I was in there.
Hey, good morning, Keita. Wow.
All right, I'm done.
Yeah. Okay. You done? You got it? Got it out?
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, it's I mean, I agree. Like sometimes the community may not want it, but I think kind of like the turkey thing. Now it can get a little more challenging going real far with a bunch of turkeys, but there are other communities that may need it. There are other communities that may need these same programs that are in one area that they see like, we don't need that. Another area be like, man, I sure wish there was in this area. And I think connecting like you said, everyone doing a little bit, but if we come together as one and even under one umbrella, I know that's so hard for, like, you don't have to be the head. You could just be part of your your department, like,
you just head your region.
But I think I don't know, somehow if we can change the mindset that passive, if me, you, and Dwayne are doing 3 separate things, if we come under one umbrella and we hit one organization for $1 million, that million, instead of them trying like, okay, I'm gonna give you a piece, I'm gonna give you a piece, I'm gonna give you, and then we can figure out.
Yeah, but we always want to know who's the I'm in that statement. I'm gonna give you a piece. Who's I'm?
Right. Right.
Why do you have to be I'm? How come I can't be I'm? How come I can't be the one giving the piece? That's where we get caught up in.
Right.
Yeah.
So
it's crazy because as you're doing that, that's the only thing that's wrong with the statement you said in reality is we ain't got the $1 million yet.
I know, but the thing is, it's out there, right? And each one of us, we got the nonprofit, we got our 501c3, we got our paperwork and everything in order, and we are all 3 of us, instead of hitting the organization separately, cohesively, right. One,
I would challenge you on that statement.
Okay,
I would challenge you that we do get the $1 million. The problem, some of the challenges we face when we get the $1 million is the first thing we want to do is handle the salary. Right. Because I worked so hard to go find the money. Now I've established a place. Now I have the ability to pay myself a salary, pay my staff. Do you know we spend so much time paying folks to do stuff that we spend more time paying salaries than we do actually doing the work?
Mm.
You know, the largest budget in a lot of non-for-profits is salary.
Interesting.
And then what you do with the reserve is you try to get the work done.
Right.
And you wonder why. And that's why there's not enough money to distribute to other organizations trying to do something similar to what you're doing. That's why passion is so key. You understand? A pastor told me once years ago, he said, if you can't afford to do ministry, then God didn't call you. You understand? Because the minute it becomes because people say, well, I got to pay my bills. Like, okay, well, listen, if your objective is to improve and enhance the community,
right,
then that begins at home. First, your house should be taken care of.
Right.
Don't look for the program to pay your mortgage. Look for the program to impact the community in a positive manner. Right. You should have your See, I'm no good to you if I'm hungry.
Right.
You understand? How am I going to help you get your lights on if I'm struggling to pay mine?
Well, let's pray
If
about
somebody
it.
gives me money for a program to help you pay your light bill, you can trust and believe I'm gonna figure out a way to pay myself a salary to make sure my light bill is paid first, because these are the laws of self-preservation.
Right. That's deep.
So because we're not effective, right? I mean, everybody wants to get paid, but everybody wants to get paid for doing something. And some of us want to get paid for helping the community, but 75% of the effort is getting paid, and then 25% is helping the community.
Right. That's the problem.
I've been in the non-for-profit world for 30 years.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Right.
I'm not special. I'm experienced in this.
I got you.
So I'm careful about what I commit to.
Right.
Right. Because I want to make sure that I count up the cost.
Right.
So that I'm not killing myself helping somebody else. That's just real. That's real talk.
True. That's true.
Yeah.
I agree.
And so if we could get real with ourselves, I think we'll be more productive with other people.
Right.
And there's a thing that I learned as a kid. You remember they give you the little booklet, the little magazines with a bunch of non-for-profits in it, and you had to go around trying to get charitable donations.
The discounts.
Right. Well, when I was a kid, I remember reading the back of it. I always liked selling. You know why I like selling St. Jude to people? Because their administrative costs were super, super, super low, which meant that more of the money went to the fight.
Right.
So
I agree with that.
I learned at the age of 12 that, hey, these people are helping people.
Right.
But some of these people are giving less help to people and helping themselves a little bit more.
Right.
So so you can actually go out there and see what percentage of non-for-profit goes to admin costs and what percent goes to the actual help.
Oh. Remember
that, AD?
Yeah. Huh? Yes.
Okay. So you know how long ago we started this, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Are you still sending money?
Woo.
No? Oh, see. Okay.
I already know, brother, because I know.
Right.
Go ahead, tell it.
This letter is dated. I don't see that, but it's dated this year. I got this letter a few days ago, but it has not been opened. Okay. Yeah. It has not been opened. Nice little church on the back of the letter. Just beautiful, right? Look at that. It says special information about your sponsored child inside. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to open this up live and direct for you all. Okay.
Just as
this is not exploitation.
Right.
This is not exploitation.
Right.
Okay. I want you all to know that this young lady, this beautiful young baby right here, her name is Linda. Okay. How old does she look?
Make it one screen for me.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right. Hold on. Get right there. All right.
I want y'all to guess.
Everybody guess. How old does she look? How old does she look?
She about.
I say 6. I'm gonna say 6.
She about 8.
Yeah.
8. Okay. So, did y'all see? Did everybody see? Put it in the chat, y'all. Did y'all see?
Okay. So
I need you guys to respond. I need you guys to tell me.
I think everybody's catching up with the delay. Yeah. So 10. All right. Ms. Jordan says 10.
I think it's 6 from me, man.
Yeah, she looked like 6 to 7.
She looked like she's 6.
Yeah. 6, 7.
Okay, my auntie says she looks 10.
Okay,
that's a strong 8. That's a strong 8.
You say strong 8.
Great.
Okay.
All right. Okay, there we go. We got 6.
Carol says 6. Okay, so between 6 and 10.
Okay.
Right.
Strong 8.
Okay, so
look, that girl she was that age 15 years ago.
Linda is now, it looks 6 or 7. My mom says 8. Okay, Linda now in an exciting season, life as an 11-year-old, as you can see right there.
Okay, Sam says
11.
11
11.
years old. Okay.
Yes, yes, indeed.
Y'all see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I need y'all to hear me now.
Yeah.
Now, if you pull out a letter from 8 years ago that got the same thing on it.
I have been supporting
That'd be
Linda.
15. Wow.
I have been supporting Linda
Yes.
for 10 years.
Oh, she grown. She in college.
Yes.
No. She's 11. So if I've been supporting her for 10 years, that means I had to start when she was 1.
Yeah.
But she was that age that you got.
She was 8 when I started. Linda should be in college.
Yeah. Yeah.
What Linda from?
I'm trying to tell you something. I want you to see something. This letter is beautiful. Letterhead, the artwork.
Show that date on it too. Show that date. Let's make sure we there you go. There you go. 19, 2021. I just want to make sure. Listen, this ain't slander. This is truth.
Brochures. Right? Thank you. Right?
Right.
All this beautiful paperwork.
Right.
Right?
Listen.
Linda is 11 years old.
Yep.
Right?
Somebody call the police, FBI, Ripley.
Look at that brochure, y'all.
Right? Please write them back. Right.
Look at all these beautiful, right?
Hey, somebody tag their organization in the
Oh God, yeah, at them, yeah, at them folks.
And I'm just saying, right?
Come on,
and look how she's standing. Does Linda look happy?
No,
she's struggling. The struggle's real.
Yeah.
Right?
But Linda don't look hungry either.
Right. So Linda, her name is Linda Abreu. Okay,
18.
so I want you to understand now. I've been sponsoring 3 children.
Yeah.
For 10 years. Okay. From this organization, Compassion. Okay. My children were writing them birthday letters, because my girls, Brienne is 18. I think when we started,
her the same age.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. That's why it drew me in, because my children were the same age. Okay. And so the point I'm trying to make, man, is I forgot where I was going.
they cheated you.
Well, I mean,
with the church's money.
But no. Here's the point I was trying to make is you put so much investment, in all this mess, all this paper, this documentation, publications, and all of that, and salaries and everything, that you can't even get me an updated picture of the individual so that I can see the impact that my money is having on their life.
Right.
You don't even realize, and that's what they count on. They count on people not paying attention to the fact that the child ain't even growing up.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, that's and it's a lot of marketing. Like I know for when I got in, because I think Pastor may have already been in by the time we got in, but because we did it a little while, we didn't do it long. They had that's because Linda ain't getting your money right.
That's right. Listen.
But so the marketing, so they had a guy come and he gave his testimony. Like the marketing was on point. Like they gave out shirts, so everybody wearing shirts.
You like,
right?
Oh wow, this is real.
This is. Yeah, because they a real person saying, I've been in a program, I'm going through, thank God. And he threw out the name of his sponsor. Like, so it's like, oh wow. And so the wild part is like, I think Pastor got an opportunity, not this pastor, but the pastor of the church we was at got an opportunity to go over there. Because if you have a church that's certain sizes, like they pay for you to go over there.
If you can bring enough money in,
and if you got
that's what it is. You get X number of sponsors, and we'll bring you over here and show you what we're doing. He just got a free trip to.
He got a free trip. Yep. And I think if you, Africa probably somewhere.
Well, no, now Linda is from. Well, I don't know where she's from. Tell the truth, because, but
Right.
Let's get some Philadelphia, maybe.
He said not
Philadelphia.
the, no,
I-
stop it, Sam. Not the-
She, Santa Domingo, right?
right.
Oh, that's
Uh,
Dominican Republic.
Yeah, they had we had 2 from the Dominican, and then we had 1 from Africa
Right.
that we've been sending for.
See, I don't know if I would trust them already. If you want to help somebody, help the other side of the island. Help
Right.
Haiti.
Haiti,
Right.
yeah.
There you go.
So-
Well, I'm saying there's a struggle.
We going
There's a
to church.
struggle in Dominican Republic. I've been to Dominican, and there's a struggle there. I mean,
Right.
Haiti is worse than Dominican.
Yeah,
But you're
not
right.
even-
No, you're right. Yeah, we had 1 from Haiti. There was 1 from Haiti. So we had Dominican and
Right.
Haiti.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's yeah, like I said, a lot of the market and a lot of and where the money goes, that does matter. That does matter. But the thing is, Pastor,
And so the point is that if when you talk about what's missing,
right.
I think that in the in our community, the priorities are missing. The
Yeah.
right priorities. We have to put the priority. We have to put the funding in the right places so
Yes.
that there can be a direct impact. People need to see results.
I think that's it. That's it right there. The results.
Yeah.
The results.
Absolutely.
What I've been given and seeding in. Is there an improvement? Is there a change? I mean,
Yeah.
that of course the joke of whether I've been paying a building fund for whatever, and I've still seen the building still looks the same.
Mhm.
But
Yep.
I've seen. I mean, I know personally, probably Pastor as well, and maybe Dwayne and you guys. Like I've seen churches go from small to big. Like over time. Because money's been coming in the community. You see
building
changes.
fund
Like,
work.
oh wow, I see where your money's going. I see, things happening. So there are because I want to make sure that we are not on the train of bashing nonprofits. Of course, not churches, but just nonprofits. Period. But just being mindful of where your money's going and is it really serving the community? And like Dwayne says, you can see, especially if they're a public company, you can see where their money how much is going into admin and how much is actually going into the organization, or to help the people.
Well, AD,
I mean, the message is to the people that are trying to do this. My point is, go
Honesty.
in there.
Trust,
Yeah,
right.
go in there with your mind in the right place.
Right.
That's the thing.
Right.
It's not bashing. I'm just make sure you count up the cost before you avail yourself to something like this.
That's true.
So that
That's
you
true,
don't become victimized by your own greed.
Right. Whew. Right. You're
So
right.
that's good because you're not even speaking to the ones who are blatantly crooks. They're not even on your radar right now. You're just telling the ones that have the right heart,
Right.
look, it's gonna be more than you think.
Right.
So
Yes.
understand what you're getting into prior to getting into
Yes.
it.
Right.
I love what you're saying because it reminds me of one of my favorite Christian rappers by the name of Bizzle. Bizzle has a line that says, if you know the truth, he said, study the truth because they can make new lies up. But if you know the truth, you can see a lie when it pulls up.
Right.
Yep.
So what you're saying is don't worry about the fakes out there.
Right.
Just make sure that you got your ducks in a row so you can be the most efficient, effective organization there is.
Yes,
So
indeed.
Right.
I love it. I love it because
Yes.
there are crook pastors out there. There are people in churches who shouldn't be proclaiming the name of God or preaching any message or gospel, but they're out there and they
Right.
do and they hurt people. There are nonprofits out there that could give less than 2 craps about their targeted audience,
Right.
but they're out there.
Right.
He's not even talking about that. You know what?
Mm-mm.
Vengeance is mine, said God. But for those of you that do have the
Right.
heart for it,
Right.
make sure your passion
Right.
exceeds your desire to be seen and heard.
Right.
Right.
Right. That's true. That is true.
Absolutely.
So speaking of passion and being heard, make sure you share this conversation. Tag someone that needs to be in this conversation that you were just like, I was just having this conversation with such and such. Tag them in this conversation. Make sure all my Facebook people share it to your timeline. I see some people on my Twitch. Make sure you subscribe, and my YouTube people, make sure you subscribe, and subscribe. So you can continuously see our broadcasts and be a part of this community. Join our community. Text brothers to 84576. Text brothers to 84576 so that you know every time we go live or we're doing something that we're connected to, or just something that we want you guys to know about, make sure you text that. Hashtag looking for Linda.
Happy Dwayne, you know? Yeah, right there. That's pretty good. My hands are free. I hadn't done anything.
Oh man, not looking for Linda. All right.
We're looking for Linda.
All right. As we spoke about Dr. Rollins, she has a book that she's edited and was a part of. So I got a quick video ad that I want you guys to check out. It's less than 30 seconds, but it gives you an opportunity. It's a great book. It's thorough in its referencing and statistics. It's not opinionated. It's statistical. So definitely need to check it out, and it will give you an understanding about fatherhood. Hold on one second. All right.
Don't use the discount code.
I knew you gonna say that. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Don't use the discount. Support.
Pay full price
Right,
for the book.
Right. Yes, indeed.
Yep. Is that Linda's?
What do you say? Really, Tim? Don't join in, Tim. You're supposed to not join in. Don't join in.
You know, say, come on, man. You know, say, jump all in there, man. She goes feet first. Into that.
Yes, like Pastor said, don't pay full price. Don't use the discount. Pay full price. Be a support, and support again. So yeah, definitely do so. And if you are interested in advertising on our show, definitely inbox us. Let me know. If you connect with me on Facebook, connect with me.
Lisa Yeoman.
Yes, indeed.
Advertise.
Lisa Yeomans.
And if you need me, if you need an ad to be put together as well, of course, connect with us. We can make that happen.
Lisa Yeoman's book, America the Beautiful.
Yes. So brotherlegacy@gmail. If you don't have my Facebook info. Yes. Yes, indeed. Pay full price. Yes, indeed. Dude.
Yeah, of course we do.
You already get free advertising.
No, it's cost. It costs.
Quit it. You know, there's a cost to it.
All right. Let's see what else I got to share.
Listen. Right. So, go ahead. Go ahead, AD. I'm sorry.
No, I'm finished.
Okay, so we've covered what you wanted to cover.
Yes.
My question, because everyone is debating, everybody's talking about this vaccine.
Okay.
I got a hold of a story yesterday, completely different than our topic today.
Okay.
It's a historical account of Bill Gates.
Okay.
Not only of Bill Gates, but of his father, of his mother. You know, his father was chairman of some big banking institution years ago. Mm-hmm. His mother sat on some board. Do you all know that in the 80s and 90s, Bill Gates, Ted Turner, they all talked about how the world was overpopulated.
I've heard that before.
There had to be a strategy, right, to reduce the population. Right. And they talked about, Bill Gates, he did this TED, what do they call it? The TED Talk.
Yes.
Did this TED Talk that talked about, we're not looking for the big explosion anymore. We don't have to be concerned about the atomic bomb or the nuclear blast. We should be concerned about, the virus. Right. He put a bacteria on the screen. And this was back in like the 90s. And then in 2015, he started he did an interview with Dr. Sanjay Gupta, and he was talking about his interest in vaccine research. That's his baby.
Right.
And so he had committed something like $10 billion over 10 years or something like that for vaccine research.
Mm-hmm.
And in the clip, he talks about if we can reduce the number of babies that are dying, if we can increase the health of children, all of this research contributes to increasing the health of the children, reducing the number of babies that are dying. And the camera caught him saying, and population reduction.
Right.
And they slowed the camera down. They slowed the recording down so that you could hear him say population reduction.
Right.
All right. So he slid that in there when he was talking about improving health and wellness of young people.
Right.
He added population reduction. So some of his research, some of his investment contributes to vaccines that can aid in population reduction.
Right. Right.
Now, I'm not a conspiracy theorist because
I know.
there are conspiracies.
Oh yeah.
That's a fact. That's factual.
Yes.
I'm not telling you that the vaccine doesn't work. I'm not telling you, some ghost story about the vaccine. There's a hidden motive to kill you and all that. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is there is factual evidence of Bill Gates making the statement. There's factual evidence of Ted Turner making the statement. There's factual evidence that Bill Gates sits on. He is actually the chairman of the board for the World Health Organization.
Right.
There's factual evidence that he is the Gates Foundation, the Bill and whatever his wife's name is, the Gates Foundation, Melinda Gates. They are the largest annual contributors to the World Health Organization, which is why he sits as the chairman of the board for the World Health Organization. If the Gates Foundation stopped donating to the World Health Organization, the World Health Organization would dry up. All right.
Interesting.
There's factual evidence that because they have such leverage, they set the standard for the vaccine research that the World Health Organization governs or they're responsible for because they're the biggest contributor.
Right. I got you.
All right. I need you to hear me now. So if Bill Gates is the largest contributor to the global organization that does research of vaccine research,
right,
and you've heard him say we have to reduce the number of people on the planet.
Right. I mean, it is it is a.
And he warns everybody.
Listen,
he's out front.
Right.
Warning it. He warned everybody that a global outbreak
was coming.
A pandemic would happen.
Mm-hmm. He did.
And he said it would spread like the Spanish flu.
Right.
And he said we weren't going to have a vaccine ready.
Right.
So do you all understand that Bill Gates is the largest contributor to the organizations that are developing vaccines?
Right. I got you.
I just want to put that out there.
Well, I'm gonna go into full conspiracy mode, sir.
Uh-oh.
and because let's point some more things out. I'm
not supposed to talk like that because I'm a preacher.
It's okay, preacher man. The minister gonna come right behind you. So Dave Chappelle, he makes a joke on 9/11. He says, "I'm listening to the radio, and they got Ja Rule on the radio," and he was like, "Wait a minute, they just crashed into the building. I ain't want to listen to Ja Rule telling me about what the world needs to do." But this Ja Rule, that whole conversation, that's my version of Bill Gates. Why do you say? Because you didn't graduate from high school. I understand you richer than all get out. Right. You didn't go into science, but you got a huge interest in it.
Right.
So you don't have a degree, you don't have any scientific background, but you are chairman of the board for the World Health Organization.
Truth.
True.
True.
I can't probably get a job as a janitor in the World Health Organization, and I probably got. I was almost a nurse.
Right.
But I'm just saying. Okay.
No, we got it. Money.
So fast forward to this.
Mm-hmm.
Every time we turned around, we saw Bill Gates and his wife Melinda talking about this. This is going to happen. This is what we need to do. Okay, got it.
Right.
Got it. Mr. Gates, we already know that you don't want people to live. So when I look at the results, and this is why I don't like talking about it, because I know people feel some kind of way, but I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say, and then I'm gonna shut up. So let me say it. When it comes to Corona, never said it wasn't real, never said that it didn't kill. But what I always have said is, did you check the numbers of who was dying? And did you see the percentages of who was dying?
Right.
It was targeting. It seemed like this was genetic warfare. If you want to ask me what it looked like, because if you were on average above 60 and contracted Corona,
right,
you had 1 foot in the grave and 1 foot on the ground. If you were compromised, if you had an immune system compromised, regardless of what it was in any way, shape, and form, you was 1 foot in the grave and 1 foot out the grave. And then you got others of us who I honestly believe that the whole population of the world at least once has had Corona. And some people didn't die, but I think it was targeted. I think it targeted certain genetic markers. And I think that this is why you have the money of Bill Gates going into this, because I'm going to be 100% honest. In the 70s, I want to say it was typhoid, but the fastest vaccination in history up to modern day was 4 years it took to develop it. Took 4 years to develop it.
I agree.
And you gonna develop something within 10 months?
Right.
See, don't play me for a fool.
Right.
Convinced you that they skipped those steps.
Right. And I don't think they skipped it. I think they've been working on it for the last minimum 3 years.
Go ahead, AD. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
All right. So I will say, with the vaccine development, and I listened. What's that? Who do I listen to? Who are they? Into NPR. Yeah. So NPR has several podcast sectors, and one of the defenses, because I now I think between Trump and Obama and a lot of the political stuff, like, you ever realize how you have to turn your listening ear to, even if a place drops facts all the time and drops great information and content, you still gotta, everything you listen to, every new piece of information, you kind of have to, like, okay, let me glean the truth out of this. Like, what are they trying to say? What are they trying to persuade me to think? And that's how I go into everything. What is someone trying to persuade me to think? Even with Netflix documentaries, what are they trying to persuade me to think? So, that being said, I said all that to say this.
Yeah,
NPR has, I think it was Planet Money, and they're talking about vaccines, and they had doctors saying the reason these things have happened so fast is because of the pounds of money that they got. I'm just saying, not saying it's totally true, but that's been the overreaching or understanding of how they were able to create the vaccine so fast. And I listen, and I'm with you guys as far as, like, Bill Gates has this documentary about his life. It went from Microsoft all the way up to the vaccines, and I'm watching, and it's cool, like, watching how Microsoft became Microsoft and boom, boom, and all this partners and all that great stuff, and how it just kind of twisted into the vaccine portion, So and trust me, like I said, I watch everything, what they say, take everything like a grain of salt. Like, I'm watching it because, I saw how he twisted and how, how he's and my thing too, to your point, Dwayne, like how do you go from Microsoft, a technology company, into vaccinating? You know, no scientifics, no, and he listen, he on the board writing stuff like, yeah, if we take this, and I was like, you know, zeros and ones, that's your thing. You know, zeros and ones. You know, you've never talked about knowing the periodic table. You never talked about science to having any of those degrees. So I'm definitely with you on that, and I know about the video. So as before Pastor speaks, the point of all of this is I need you guys to be and I'm loving it because I want everybody to be mindful of all the information they're receiving. I want everybody to just not listen to one source, because we know sometimes the government skews things. We know, people have been funding the government for their agenda for centuries, so just be mindful of the information you get. And we're not saying to take the vaccine or not to take the vaccine. We're just saying be mindful. All right,
yes.
Go ahead, Pastor.
Yes. And believe me, one thing that I'll say is this. Have you ever seen a commercial where it said, if you took this medication between 1970 and 1990, call this number? Right. Because it took 10, 20 years to realize, man, it helped then, but it's killing you long term.
Yeah.
Right.
If you suffer from anal leakage, if you suffer from bleeding out of the ear.
No, he did not say
listen, I want to go back. I want to go back to what Cheryl Askew posted. And I said all that to say this, because I thank you so much, Cheryl, because that's my point. Yesterday, so many people were in the government component, the government breakout, right? Everybody wanted to know what the government could do with regards to fatherhood. What is the government going to do when it comes to, if I want to know what a father is, the definition of a father, the description, the traits, the characteristics of the virtues of fatherhood are in the Bible. They ain't in the Constitution. You understand? And so what Cheryl wrote is my point. Because of a Bill Gates can go from IT, from computers to vaccines, because he has billions of dollars. Bill is short for billions. His name should be Billion Gates, right? That's why he can make that turn. But he can also make that turn because he's passionate about survival. And in his mind, his survival is predicated upon the demise of other people.
Wow.
So
that's how he can make that turn. And he can make that, he can afford to make that turn.
So he's gonna kill a couple of y'all.
Right. And so I'm not telling anybody not to take the vaccine. I'm not telling anybody the vaccine is going to kill you. I'm not saying anything like that. What I am saying is we have to get more people in the faith breakout.
Right.
You hear me? Because when science fails, when the government fails, God is not a man, and he should like God. There's no failure in God.
Right.
Prove me and see if I want to open up the windows of heaven. God is. We are challenged to prove it out. Right. And so my point is, we can hear all these things, but at the end of the day, if you don't have the scripture that no weapon that is formed against you shall prosper. If you don't understand that weapons will be formed, but they will not prosper in the name of Jesus, you got to be covered under the blood.
Right. I'm
not trying to discount. I'm not trying to put anybody down. But what I am trying to do is lift Jesus up.
Yeah, definitely.
Folks, we got to get right with God. We got to get right, or you're gonna fall for the okie doke every day of your life. You're gonna until you understand God's plan and purpose for your life, you're walking in darkness. It's really just that simple.
Yep.
And it ain't COVID. It's spiritual corona.
Right.
Right. That's what I'm saying. We got to get the songwriter said, "Get right, church." So then let's go home. We got to get right. Okay.
Amen.
All right.
Amen.
No, you all up in there, Pastor. You all up in there. The Bible says that the enemy comes in. He comes in, but let me read this correctly for you. The enemy comes in comma. God's response is like a flood. He'll send help.
Mhm.
So the enemy comes in, comma, like a flood. He sends help. And you want to know what the type of help God is? Go look at Thailand when that tsunami hit.
Mm-hmm.
You see how much damage that was. You see how powerful that was. That's what God is saying in this day and this age. However, you got to be saying the same thing. Because if you're not saying the same thing, it doesn't matter what comes in. The enemy is going to steal, kill, and destroy everything in your life.
Mm-hmm.
You got to embrace the life.
Amen.
Jesus came that you have it more abundantly, to its full, till it overflows. But if you ain't embracing it, you'll never have that, and you'll only have death. You'll only have a thief. You'll only have something that's destroyed.
Yes,
it's one or the other. That's why God told Joshua, today I have called heaven and I have called earth as a witness against you. And I beg you, I implore you to choose life.
Right.
Then he tells you, please choose life.
Right.
So
are you.
All right. Go ahead, Terry.
I just want to say thanks for coming out. No. I really want to say prayers for Texas. Prayers go out to Texas because Governor Abbott down there has opened Texas up 100% by March 10th, and no mask mandate. So you can go anywhere you want, do what you want, whenever you want in Texas by March the 10th. So my prayers going to go out to Texas because I just.
Georgia's been kind of open like that.
Wide open, no mask mandate.
No, well, I won't say the mandate. We wear the mask into the stores and things. So
yeah, we got that here in Missouri, but Texas is wide open. That means you ain't got to wear that joker at all.
Yeah, all
but
right.
There are businesses.
Oh yeah, and Mississippi
Texas,
too.
and Mississippi.
Yeah. Look, they got them masks. I mean, them shots.
I'm sure that's what they push it.
I was watching some TikToks this morning from some folks from Texas, and that was like, it was like, you come in here without a mask, you ain't getting no service. I don't care nothing about that mandate. You don't come in here without a mask, so.
Oh yeah, All-Star Weekend in Georgia.
Oh,
oh yeah, it's going down. All right, guys.
It's in Atlanta. Oh,
who's it? No, Tony, it doesn't stop the spread, bro. I think it slows it down. I mean, maybe that's just me. I don't know.
Mitigation is key. You can't stop it.
Mitigate.
Mitigate.
Mitigation.
Reduce your risk. This is about reducing risk.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. All right. Feel the rabbit hole coming. We're gonna get out of here. So we appreciate you guys rocking with us and hanging with us. Make sure you're sharing. Tony, make sure you subscribe. Come back and have some more conversation with us. And everybody watching on Twitch, Facebook. If you're not following, make sure you're following. And you still have an opportunity to tag, share in your timeline. If you got it on YouTube, go to your Facebook page, share that as well. And text brothers to 84576. Stay connected. We have more community talks like this, and we appreciate you guys. And we look forward to seeing you tomorrow, Friday, Freestyle Friday. All right. So as always, be blessed, stay safe. And as always, know that we love you, but God loves you more. We look forward to seeing you guys in the AM. Wait. One quick programming note. If you didn't know, and the beauty of running your own broadcast is you get to have the final word. Know this: sugar does not go on grits. Peace out. I didn't want to catch that. Good morning. Welcome to another. Good morning.